Welcome back to the first PUC topic. We were studying the purification of the organic compounds. There are so many methods available for the purification. Some of the methods we have seen in the previous videos. For the solids we have crystallization along with fractional crystallization and also sublimation. For the liquids we have simple distillation, the steam distillation, that is distillation under reduced pressure, fractional distillation, etc. In a modern day, we have a method that is chromatographic technique. Chromatography. This chromatography is earlier used for the separation of the colored compounds only. That is, chroma means color and graph means to write. So we can get the different colored compounds separated from one another. So that's why it was named as the chromatography. Chroma means color, graph means to write. There are so many methods available in this chromatographic technique. The first method is this column chromatography. Column chromatography. This method is actually involving a principle of adsorption. That's why it is named as the adsorption chromatography. Adsorption chromatography. Adsorption means when a substance is absorbed on the surface of the other substance. So it is named as the adsorption. Absorption is the bulk phenomena. Adsorption is only the surface phenomena. So the second technique that we study is this thin layer chromatography. Thin layer chromatography. This is abbreviated as TLC. This is also a type of adsorption chromatography. The third one is the paper chromatography. Paper chromatography. In each type of chromatography techniques, there are two phases available. One is called as the stationary phase, the other one is mobile phase. Stationary phase is actually fixed phase. Okay. In case of the mobile phase, it may be either a liquid or gas which may be moving. So, in column, thin layer, paper chromatography, etc., there are other methods also like gas liquid chromatography. Gas liquid chromatography. So, in any of these methods, we have two phases. One is the stationary phase. Stationary phase. The other one is the mobile phase. Mobile phase. In case of the stationary phase, which is actually a fixed one, in column chromatography, also called as the adsorption chromatography, this is actually the solid one, while the mobile phase is liquid one. In case of the thin layer chromatography also, it is solid and liquid. In case of paper chromatography, I will explain that during this one explanation. This is liquid and this is also liquid. While in case of the gas liquid chromatography, as the name itself indicates, it is the liquid that is actually a stationary phase and gas is the mobile phase. In case of this thin layer chromatography, which is also named as the adsorption chromatography, paper chromatography is actually named as the partition chromatography. Partition chromatography means when two liquids are available which are immiscible with one another, then that compound gets distributed between the two liquids. It is called as the partitioning. So when a solid dissolves in one liquid more as compared to the other liquid, then automatically that distribution is called as the partition. That's why paper chromatography is also named as the partition chromatography. Now let us see this column chromatography first. In this column chromatography, we have this long column like this, which is filled with a suitable solid. So this is the solid, like this we can write. And it is actually called as the adsorbent. adsorbent. Remember this spelling, ADSORBENT. Adsorption, adsorbent. The material on the surface of which adsorption takes place. It is called as the adsorbent. So this is either silica, alumina, or we can also use charcoal, etc. as an adsorbent. Now we have to place this mixture of the organic compounds which are to be separated as a solution above this one. So this is the solution containing solution of mixture of organic compounds. Mixture of organic compounds. Then we have to add a suitable solvent. This solvent may be either a pure liquid or it may be mixture of liquids also. Usually they are non-polar in nature. Non-polar nature liquids are, for example, acetone, benzene, toluene, etc. So usually non-polar solvents are used as the solvents. In this chromatographic technique, this is actually named as the eluent. Eluent is a solvent which is a liquid or mixture of liquids which moves from top to bottom. Along with this eluent, the organic compounds which are present as a mixture, they also move down. Assume that we have component A and B, mixture of two, that is A and B. Now when we observe this movement of this solvent, along with the solvent, this A and B also move. But because of the differences in the molecular masses, their rate of movement, rate of adsorption and desorption will be different. Assume that A is adsorbed more, B is less adsorbed. Then automatically B will move faster as compared to A. Assume that this is red colored and this is blue colored. Then we can very easily spot the movement of red and blue particles. So when these blue particles are moving fast, automatically by keeping a vessel below this one, along with this element, the component B which moves faster, it can be collected. So we get this solution of B. Once that solution of B is completely separated, B component is completely separated, this A will be moving very slowly. So keep another receiver to get the A. So by knowing the colors of this A and B or the components that are present, we can very easily identify. Once you study by using these colored materials, then we can apply for the colorless materials also. When the mixture contains three components, we get three separated from one another. Assume that this is the position of the A and this is the position of the B. Because of the fast movement of the B, it moves to the downer part. Along with this solvent or eluent, that solution will contain this B. Once completely B is separated, then we can collect the A and evaporate the solvent to get both the components. Whenever the amounts are very, very small, even micrograms of the compounds can be collected and separated from one another. Assume that we are separating the amino acids by the decomposition of a particular protein. Then each and every amino acid can be collected separately. So this is one technique that is called as the column chromatography. Then in coming to this thin layer chromatography, it is also a type of adsorption chromatography. Here what we are using is a glass plate. This is thin layer chromatography. We are having a thin plate of glass or plastic over which an adsorbent is placed as a thin layer. Say for example, it is a silica or alumina, Al2O3, like that. Then we have to keep a spot for this mixture of organic compounds. Mixture of organic compounds. Say for example A and B. Then you draw two lines, one at the bottom on which we are placing the spot. This is called as the starting line. starting line, and one more line you draw at the top by using a pencil. It is called as the finishing line. Finishing line. Then you keep the whole glass plate in a chamber like this, which is actually containing the vapors of the particular solvent. So here you place the solvent. Along with the solvent, the components present in the mixture will move. You allow the solvent to move till it reaches the finishing line. Say for example, the total distance between this finishing line and the starting line is about 1 centimeter, 10 centimeter, etc. Then you allow the solvent to move from this starting line to the finishing line. Then you observe the movement of the particles along with the solvent. Okay. Then if B is moving fast, it is less strongly adsorbed on the silica gel or alumina. Then automatically B will move fast. Assume that this is the spot that is produced by B, and this is the spot produced by A. This is A. Then you calculate the distance travelled by the solvent and distance travelled by each component. This ratio is called as the retention flow, RF, retention flow. Retention flow is given as distance travelled by component divided by distance travelled by solvent. By knowing the retention flow, we can very easily separate the components from one another. So which is moving fast, which is moving slow, etc. Once we observe the two spots separated from one another, then automatically take out the plate, then cut this part of the thin layer, extract with the suitable solvent. Similarly, cut this part of the plate, thin layer, then extract with the solvent. After evaporating the solvent, we will get the pure component. So this is what we have, the method called as the thin layer chromatography. In both these techniques, same phenomenon, adsorption phenomenon is involved. That's why they are named as the adsorption chromatography. But in both of these, again, the stationary phase is solid, the mobile phase is liquid. So this is about the two techniques, column chromatography and thin layer chromatography. The third one we shall see in the next video. Thank you.